Good evening. This is the special board meeting of December 19th, 2022 of the Board of Park Commissioners for the Lake Bluff Park District in Lake County, Illinois. I am going to ask please for a roll call.
Commissioner Greenfield?
Here.
Commissioner Lane? Commissioner Raymore? Commissioner Reeder?
Here.
Commissioner Walsh?
Here.
Commissioner Weber?
Here.
President Wheeler?
Here. Before we go into the approval of the agenda under the statement of visitors, we do need to correct this. Again, we need a change to our policy. Yes, this is regarding statement of visitors allows everyone to be able to speak on matters that are just not on the agenda of any matters that are before the park board. So we'll make that correction to the statement of visitors. But other than that, may I have an approval of the agenda for this evening?
Second.
Your roll call, please.
Commissioner Greenfield?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeder?
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Weber?
Yes.
President Wheeler?
Yes. Now moving into the statement of visitors. This allows anyone who is here present tonight, as well as on Zoom, for the opportunity to address our board about matters that are either on or not on our agenda for this evening. 3 minutes are allotted to each citizen, and after 30 minutes, we'll close the floor for that. If you someone here tonight, so would you like to make a statement?
I would, thank you. So good evening, thank you. Am I the first one for a statement? Breaking the ice. My name is John McHenry. I live at 600 East Center Avenue here in Lake Bluff, 30-year resident. I won't go on anymore. I'll just read you my statement and my request. With the recent growth of Park District programs, the demand for the indoor Lake Bluff gym space has hit a crest. Residents in the community representing various worthwhile interests are all vying for gym time, with what appears to some as an inequitable allocation. Staff is even confused over the policy. The increase in demand for usage coinciding with some time slots cut in half from what used to be open at 9 till 9 o'clock, now being open till 7:30. Perhaps due to staffing, has created an issue which needs to be adequately and creatively addressed. As a daily visitor to Rec Center, I can attest to this community-funded asset also, unfortunately, being underutilized at times. So tonight, other people along with myself, we request that the board direct the Facilities and Program Committee, along with the staff and all stakeholders, to properly address this need. We believe with a series of open meetings starting in January by the committee, inviting all current and potential users of the Rec Center, the gym, to hear concerns, review the needs, explain, understand all the issues, creatively and openly assess, define the criteria for prioritization for utilization, recommend a flexible process to deliver a timely schedule along with any other discussions that arise with the goal of creating a gym policy to meet all the needs of the Park District residents as best possible. This committee's output should be a basis of recommendation for the board to consider and adopt as policy if so inclined. Obviously, I'm ready to assist the chair of the Facilities and Program Committee and its members in this endeavor. Thank you for your action tonight.
Is there anyone on Zoom who would also like to make a statement?
There are no guests on Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you. Then we'll conclude our statement of visitors for this evening. On to our new business and our action items. Before us tonight, we have ordinance 2022C for the levy and assessment of taxes for the year 2022, tax levy of the Lake Bluff Park District of Lake County, Illinois.
So, Chief, there's a brief memo, page 3 of the packet, regarding the levy itself, and so if you have any specific questions, we're happy to answer those, or otherwise we just want to go through each page of these as you've had some time to take a look at them. We don't typically do that every year.
We had the opportunity to discuss this in the Finance Committee. We discussed this as well in our last board meeting. So open it up if there's anyone who has any further questions, because we did this whole parking lot search.
I think it'd be useful, Wolf can go over, John, you go over what I had brought up with Wolf, because we were talking about a 5% increase.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's oversimplified. So I think for the record, maybe we
Okay,
can have that defined a little bit better.
sure. We'll do that again if you want to.
Yes, so, as best I understand everything, the 5% increase is limited to in a way, like the corporate, like the general fund, the recreation fund, the IMRF fund, the security fund, the liability fund, the audit fund. Those are, QTEL limited to 5%, so anything over that, we would have to do the truth in taxation. So including then the SRA increase, the PTEL, we were at 5.19%. And so we have to do, and we did the truth in taxation hearing. However, when you include the bond fund levy of $653,288, which is a decrease from the previous year, the total increase for the aggregate levy is only 3.81%, I believe. So how the county divvies up like the property taxes is a little bit confusing, and it may not really make sense, but it's standard, and we're following what we have to do.
Thank you. Yeah.
And again, so the SRA levy, for example, can only increase, I think, by 4%, regardless of what the CPI increases.
All right, so is there anything further from anyone else? Yeah. All right, this is the reason why we are here tonight for our special meeting. So, can I give someone make a motion, please?
I move to approve ordinance 2022C, an ordinance to levy an assessment of taxes for the 2022 tax levy of the Lakeville Park District of Lake County, Illinois, in the amount of $3,453,385.57, which is a 3.81% increase of the total 2021 tax levy.
Second.
Marcia, roll call?
Commissioner Greenfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Reader,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Weber,
Yes.
President Beeler.
Yes. Moving on to our next item, which is the MOU between Lakeville Park District, the Village First Bluff, and Lakeville Water Reclamation District. Good news that we all heard last week, but
Sure. It is good news. The North Shore, starting on Monday last week, the village approved the MOU at their regular meeting. Then on Wednesday, the North Shore Water Reclamation District meeting, they approved the MOU and they awarded the bid. It was a 3-2 vote, so not unanimous, but it was enough to pass. So the project is moving forward. We're still, our final piece with us signing the MOU, we still have the same issue we're trying to work out with our insurance company. And kind of the hang up there again was that the property is owned by the village and leased by the sanitary district. So the park district's name isn't on any of that. So for us to, insure something that's not ours, we're not out of the lease, so that's what we're trying to work out. May end up looking something like a sublease between us and the village in order to make it work so that the insurance company can put it on the property schedule. We were hoping to have that worked out tonight. I know that Scott has been in touch with an attorney Andrew Fisk from Paderma, but they've not gotten back with final, anything final on that yet, so we're not recommending that you award this yet tonight. The good thing is, again, most of the friction over that MOU was between the village and North Shore Water Reclamation District, not the Park District. So those two have worked it out, and they're, they've moved forward, and the project is is scheduled to begin. They're looking at starting demolition and construction work in early January. So they still feel that the original timeline of being substantially finished Memorial Day of 2024 is reasonable. That's their goal. So they're moving forward, and I don't know if there's any questions or any questions for Scott at this point.
So at this point, without the MOU, the village is to sign.
The village, yes, village and North Shore has signed this.
Okay, all right, so we're anticipating that in the next week or two, or a couple of weeks, while we've got the holidays, so.
He got back to me, and then I've tried to reach out to him several more times, just to get us to the point that we can at least have an answer. They're treating this a little bit different than I would like them to treat it as your carrier. So that's what I'm trying to come up with, a way to fit what they think is kind of a square peg into a round hole of their coverage. And it doesn't seem like it should be this complicated, because we have park districts throughout the state that have agreements with different entities, kind of like this, and there seems to be coverage, but we don't want you to be uninsured. I think we've made them very clear, made it very clear that the washrooms are important to the community down at the beach, and that we need to find a way to insure this. But we don't want to be uninsured. So that's the problem. So we'll get there. It's just taking longer than it should have. So I don't think it's this complicated.
So does this hold things up?
No, this does not. They weren't waiting on us. The fact that they primarily between the village and North Shore Water Reclamation District, so they've already approved it just on Wednesday and awarded the bid. So it's moving forward. They're scheduling pre-construction meetings and talking about beginning work in early January.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, they pull the bathrooms out, really. But we don't want that. So we're not saying that. We're just gonna let it ride for a little bit.
I mean, the washrooms, if I remember our conversations on this, they were kind of our reward. We're not going to lose
It's
by having this project.
It's a community amenity, and they're building something that's expensive for you as a guy who's redoing 2 washrooms, that they would help. So, but the news, this is going to be good.
They are probably spending in excess of $100,000 on the restrooms and the outdoor showers.
Yeah.
And these are something we've asked for. So they would be a big benefit. It's just
We got to get there.
just trying to work out this with our insurance company in order to make it work.
Yeah, so there may be some type of a addendum to this or something in the future. The other 2 were button heads. We were observers, so to their fighting, and we're not in the fight that delayed it originally. So that's not us.
The showers or the bathrooms are part of that building though, right?
Right.
They're not like a separate building.
No,
It's being added on to the building.
yes,
This is a new addition.
it's an addition.
So the well would go in front, and then beside that are these showers.
So it can't just be added on to there. I know we agreed to do the maintenance, right, and take care of it.
Right.
So then the bathrooms belong to us,
Basically,
if we're insuring it?
Subleasing.
We're like subleasing and operating them.
For free.
That'd be our Yes, so instead of us paying to have porta potties down there that are serviced, weekly, instead we would have, our staff, we already do it, like for the restrooms that are down there now. Some we fill, supplies and clean those, et cetera, so that we would do this as part of that operation.
Right, but our only responsibility is to maintain those bathrooms, right, supply and clean and whatnot, but now we're saying we need to insure them also,
Yes.
even
So
though,
if somebody goes in, so if they're swimming in the lake, they come out, they're wet, and they go in and they slip and fall out
Right.
because they're wet,
right,
then that would be on us, because, again, just like if somebody were using a porta potty got hurt, because those were something that we have, requested to be put there.
okay.
And you're okay with insuring that risk if you have what Dermot thinks is an interest, a leasehold or an insurable interest in that property, and they're saying, they're taking the position that we need something more, which I believe John's talked to the village, and the village is willing to give us some more, but, excuse me, I'm still waiting for exactly what the interest is that they want us to get insured.
Got it.
So, like I said, it doesn't seem like it should be this hard, but we'll get there.
Okay.
And they use at your own risk sign, probably doesn't look like that.
We got those already, it's recreational property.
No, but really, I mean,
All kinds of things.
do they get locked at a certain time of day?
Yeah, that's what we were discussing. They would be like artesian, so there'd be an electric timer that controls those from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. or whatever they'd be live.
Okay.
So how does the insurance handle, you end up with sand on the parking lot there, and some kid runs down and slips on the sand and hurts himself. Who's insured on that? The parking lot down by the,
That is
the village?
Yeah.
There's a-
But I think that's also part of the lease by the.
There's a lease.
Their district.
Yeah, the sanitary district leases property pursuant to some consent decree from 1967 or something, and I think that goes to the sanitary district. From the,
And the village won't sue us because it's our sand?
it's the public sand.
Depending on where they were swimming, the village property extends out into the lake.
Right, there's all. So that's the finger pointing that insurance companies do that we don't necessarily care about, except that the governor said, we want to nail this down so we ensure the right.
Okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly on this, there will be an amendment to this memorandum of understanding. We will bring it forth at that time and vote on it, but it's not holding anybody up.
Yeah, there probably won't be an amendment to this because it's already been approved by those two.
Okay.
So there will probably be possibly like a side agreement between Park District and the village,
In addition
maybe
to
for a
the-
sublease or something to make the MOU work, but it probably won't be amended.
Okay, so there's a secondary piece to this.
I think probably the goal is not to take it back to the sanitary district.
In May of 2024 is still the earmark date.
Yeah.
Let's hope for good weather and good construction conditions. Anything else, please? No? All right, I think that concludes our agenda for tonight, especially since this is a special meeting. I just want to tell everybody, hope everybody has safe and cheerful and healthy holidays up ahead.
And fun.
And stay far away from me. And thank you all for being here tonight. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Voice vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This evening.